Okay, so I got a few email questions about one of the compound interest problems that you were doing this week. So I just wanted to work through it to make sure we all understood it. And this is the one about a guy named Joey, question 2 under compound interest investments. Joey chose to invest his money in an account that pays 2.3% annual interest compounded monthly. Joey's initial investment was $100, so $100. Each month after the first deposit, he deposits another 100. Joey wants to know how much money he has after the first month. And again, this is more like a more realistic type problem, where I don't take a big chunk of money, dump it in the bank, and let it sit there for the gathering interest. I save part of my paycheck each month. In this case, $100 each month. I throw it into the bank, and I want to know over time how much money I'm actually getting. So we're going to kind of break this up like your book does. How much interest would he earn the first month? Well, interest right here, it's compound interest. So A equals P, 1 plus R over N to the NT. We just plug in. Principal is 100. 1 plus R, the rate is 0.203. N is the number of times compounded per year. It's compounded monthly, so that's 12. Raised to the NT. N is the number of times compounded per year, which is 12. T is time in years. We're doing this after 1 month, so that's 1/12. Now, put it into your calculator, but first, we always said simplify this. 12 times 1/12 is just 1, so that power doesn't even matter. And I'm actually left with 100 times 1 plus 0.023 over 12. So if I put it into my calculator, 0.023 divided by 12 plus 1 times 100. And I get 100.191, so $100.19. The question says, how much interest does he earn after 1 month? I started with 100. I ended up with 119. So my interest was 19 cents, which isn't much, but it's the interest after only 1 month on $100, so it shouldn't be much. Okay, the balance with the first month's interest, okay. Would Joey add the interest to the $100 initial deposit or subtract the interest from the $100 deposit? Clearly the interest gets added. That's actually what we had here, 100.19. The balance with the first month's interest would be this, $100.19. The 100 I invested plus the 19 cents interest I got. Since Joey, this is part D, since Joey makes a deposit of $100 at the start of the second month, what is the balance after that deposit is made? Well, I have this much, but then I'm going to deposit another $100, and I'll get $200.19. That's my new balance right here. Then it says, identify the values Joey would use to calculate the interest for the second month. That's my principal. My rate and time are the exact same. Do not think, oh, it's the second month, so I have to do like 2 over 12 because it's the second month. It's still the length of time for the interest that you're looking at. The second month is still 1 month, so time will still be 1/12. The amount of interest earned the second month, well, we'll do the exact same thing. A equals P, which now is $200.19. 1 plus 0.023 over 12, raised to the 12 times 1/12 again, and again that will cancel. Throw it into the calculator, and I get 0.023 divided by 12 plus 1 times $200.19. And I get $200 and 0.573, so 57 cents. The question says the amount of interest earned the second month. That's what I started with. That's what I ended with. So my interest would just be the difference. $200.57 minus $200.19. And I think you get 38 cents, if my quick subtraction is right. So the second month, I earned 38 cents of interest. At the end of the second month, the balance would be $200.57. After the deposit of the third month, the balance would be, well, I would add another 100, and I would get $300.57. And then I can keep on going from there. Yes, this is a little bit cumbersome, but again, and there's actually formulas. I'm not sure if your 143 instructor will go over them or not, but there's formulas that you can generate out of this, but it's a more realistic problem. Again, rather than saying I invest $20,000 into the bank and then it sit there for 10 years, more than likely you invest a little bit of money each month, which then changes your principal, but then you also have interest getting calculated, so you have to kind of do this month by month. Again, there is actually a formula that generates all of this. I'm not going to go through it because it is pointless maybe for me to show you the formula and tell you to try to memorize it if your instructor in 143 isn't going to go over it. If you do go over it in 143, then yeah, we'll mess around with it and expand on it and work through some problems. If there are any other questions from the stuff you're doing for homework or from your 143 class or whatever, feel free to let me know, email or whatever, and I'll send you a response by email, or if you prefer, just make videos. I'm fine with either.